Oh, Haito. And welcome back to the Fairy Circle. It is I, Aito, your Moth Fairy Guide to magically fantastical worlds. And today we're going back to Phoenix Wright's Ace Attorney Justice for All. But first, we're gonna guess the game. I don't know what this is. So I'm just gonna try to think of newer games that have rundown buildings. Mm, uh, it's a Fallout game, maybe? No. Didn't think so, but it was worth a try. PC, PS3, Xbox 360. Rage. Wasn't that? Oh, cool. Freaking epic. Even when I don't know games, I know games. Just that good. All right. All right. December 29th, 9:43 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 5. My ability to guess a game is insane and unfair. I have a gift. What can I say? Good morning, Max. Max? Milk? Milk? What? If I don't have a glass of milk before I go on stage, I just can't function, sweetie. Stage? Don't worry, there won't be a stage. All you have to do is sit down. I guess. Nick, Max is really nervous. That's understandable. Hey, my sweeties. Yeah, well, you are a gift. How dare you? Why I oughta boop you on the nose. What? Do I have a glass of milk before a stream? No, because as delicious as that would be, I think it would just make talking harder. And make my throat more phlegmy, and potentially my nose more a little stoppy, whoppy. Try to stick to just water and adjacent things during stream. Unless it's like a long stream and I have like a monster. You don't think I should fly, do you? Huh? You know, you've got to make a good first impression. When I enter the room, maybe I should fly in and warm up the crowd a little. No. We can't be having you flying around the courtroom. It just wouldn't be right. Imagine if you hit someone. Don't worry, Max. Just do what Nick says and everything will be okay. Oh, sweetie. What is it this time, Max? Why don't you try flying into the courtroom? I can see it now. The dashing young lawyer flying fabulously in from above. One glimpse of that, and everyone in the room will be on your side. Max, really, no one needs to fly today. Nick, what's with that look in your eyes? I like the sound of that. Dashing young lawyer flying fabulously. I feel like Milk would probably make more sense after stream, especially if I did one where there was a lot of voice acting, really rough voiced characters. Juno. December 29th, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 2. Leave for the 200 stream streak knifing. That's like two 100s. What are we dotting about? What? We're already getting into the whipping immediately. I didn't even hit a single button since we got here. It's like 70 more than 136. Well, it's actually 64 more, which is actually pretty cool because, you know, Nintendo 64. Your Honor, get on with it.
Oh, sorry. I just realized that the defendant's name is Billy Bob Johns.
So,
Well, isn't the defendant also known as Maximilian Galactica?
yes, Your Honor, he does often go by that name.
You know, my grandchild is a huge fan of his. I think everyone here wouldn't mind if we called the defendant Maximilian Galactica. It sounds more friendly.
I wonder if that's to our advantage.
Miss Von Karma, your opening statement, if you please.
I hope you didn't bother thinking you'd win this one, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Eh? That spirit channeling trial was a sham. I refuse to acknowledge its legitimacy. It did not count. Do you hear me? She must still be upset about what happened last time. You have no chance. Zero. Zilch. Nada. I'm not losing this case. Why, you ask? Because it is not in the nature of a Von Karma to lose at anything. Guess being born with the name Von Karma is a free pass to be arrogant and annoying. Damn. Watch and learn, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I'll show you the textbook procedure for proving how absolutely guilty you are. Me? Guilty? Ah! What are you talking about? It would be my ultimate revenge. But it's not like it'll bring her dad back. There, opening statement complete. Now, let's hurry up. Let's hurry and wrap up this waste of time.
Very well, you may call your first witness, Miss Von Karma.
Detective Dick Gumshoe, get up there, now! Oh my god. Leave the man alone. Sorry to keep you from work, 'cause I'm sure you need every penny you can earn, Detective.
Don't mention it. It's no trouble at all. I've been looking forward to this.
Very well. I would like you to begin by shedding light on the events in question.
At your service, sir. All right, Detective, you may proceed with your testimony.
Sick. Details of the events.
The night of the crime, snow was falling until 9:40 p.m., making it extremely cold out. All of the circus performers were gathered in the big top to practice their routines. Practice session broke up around 10 p.m. The murder itself took place in the plaza in front of the lodging house at 10:15 p.m. The victim was found bent over a wooden box, dead as a doornail. The cause of death was blunt force trauma that snapped a vertebrae in his neck. I see. He was beaten to death.
He was Beat Sabered to death by a rogue VR enthusiast.
Here's the autopsy report for the victim. The court accepts this into evidence.
That was a typo there. Got him. $60 game, by the way. I actually don't remember how much this game is. Hold on, I can check. I have Steam open right now because I'm playing this on Steam, which means I have to have Steam open right now to play the game on Steam. $30. Oh, that's actually... Damn. Not that bad, actually. 3 games, $10 each. And that's not even on sale. $30 game, by the way. Russell's autopsy report. Time of death, 10:15 p.m. Cause, blunt force trauma to the back of the head.
A blunt object, We smoking doinks tonight. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may begin your cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor. All right. Details of the events. The night of the crime, snow was falling until 9:40 p.m., making it extremely cold out. Press. Let me ask you about the snow.
It was nearly a blizzard up until the time of the crime.
Did it pile up?
It wasn't such a big deal. Maybe about 1.5 inches was on the ground. The snow froze in place and stayed on the ground until the next day.
The snow. Let me see. There's got to be more to this. What's the matter, Nick? I need to take a look at the court record.
Mr. Gumshoe, what were...
Oops, I gave him like kind of Gumshoe's voice.
Mr. Gumshoe, what were the members of the circus doing on the night of the crime? All the circus performers were gathered in the big top to practice their routines. Practice session broke up around 10 p.m.
Wait, I forgot I'm supposed to be pressing everything. Press. When you say all of the circus performers, who do you mean?
Everyone but the dancers and staff were there. Regina the animal tamer, Mo the clown, Ben the ventriloquist, and of course the defendant, Maximilian Galactica, and his victim, the ringmaster. Oh, I almost forgot, Riza the tiger was there as well.
Out of curiosity, what about the circus monkey?
When I was investigating yesterday, he happened to snatch my wristwatch. Detective, you are welcome to file a police report after these proceedings.
That funky monkey. Practice session broke up around 10 p.m. After the practice was over, where did everyone head off to?
Regina was playing with Regent while Mo went back to his room tired from work. Ben the ventriloquist went to the front gate, absorbed in his own world. The ringmaster and Max went off to the ringmaster's room to talk privately.
Sounds to me like Ben doesn't have an alibi.
Talk privately, huh? That's awfully suspicious. You wouldn't happen to know what they were talking about, would you? Seems they were negotiating Max's salary.
Actually, Max was asking for Regina's hand in marriage. The murder itself took place in the plaza in front of the lodging house at 10:15 p.m. I'd like you to be a bit more specific about the events at 10:15 p.m.
Okay, not a problem, pal. Got a witness that told us how the whole thing went down. Ow!
This is totally meaningless. Time to move on.
All right, we'll just have to revisit that testimony later. Detective Gumshoe, would you mind telling us how the victim met his end?
Victim was found bent over a wooden box, dead as a doornail. A wooden box.
That's right. The victim must have been carrying the wooden box when he was killed. Carrying the box, huh? It was a rather strange wooden box, Your Honor. What do you mean? Well, it was much heavier than it looked. Not to mention it was locked. Locked, you say?
Wooden box. The victim was hunched over this 20-pound box. It boasts a small but strong lock. Fun box, small and square and dark. Fun box, check out these cool fun locks. Hey! This may be my only chance, so I might as well ask some questions about the wooden box, about the lock, about the contents. Is there any reason I can't do them all? About the wooden box. Wooden box, you figure it weighs about 20 pounds, right?
Sounds about right. The whole thing was lined with iron.
Iron plating? Why do you think it's lined with iron?
I figured they just did it to make the... Ow!
I think we could all do without your guesses, detective. Stick to what little you actually know.
Sorry. Suffice it to say, the box is really heavy.
Much better. You may continue on, detective. No, get back. I'm checking all three of those. About the lock. Said the box was locked. How exactly was it locked?
Well, it had quite a sturdy lock on it. Took quite a bit to open that bad boy up.
So, when you found the box, it was locked, correct?
Yes, it was. Some of the forensics team took it back to the precinct to crack it open.
I see. Continue, Detective Gumshoe. No. Get the fuck back. You're not done. I need all the box's details. This box didn't get added to my court record for no reason. Do you mind telling us what was inside that box?
Well, when we found the box, it was locked tighter than Fort Knox. So we took it back to the station and cracked it open.
Is Fort Knox even still a thing? I've always heard about Fort Knox. But I also, in my brain, it's like one of those things that like isn't really like in use. Has it been? For a long time, but I don't actually know if that's true. Fort Knox, now Fort Knox State Park, or Fort Knox State Historic Site, is located on the western bank of the Penobscot River in the town of Prospect, Maine, about 5 miles, 8 kilometers from the mouth of the river. Built between 1844 and 1869, it was the first fort in Maine built entirely of granite. Most previous forts used wood, earth, and stone. It was named after Major General Henry Knox, the first U.S. Secretary of War and Commander of Artillery during the American Revolutionary War, who at the end of his life lived not far away from Thomaston, which is a place in Maine. As a virtually intact example of a mid-19th century granite coastal fortification, it was added to the National Register of Historic Places in 1969 and declared a National Historical Landmark. On December 30th, 1970, Fort Knox also serves as the entry site for the observation tower of the Penobscot Narrows Bridge that opened to the public in 2007. There you go. And that's why people say locked up like Fort Knox, because it was at the time one of the most well fortified forts around. Neat.
All that was inside was this little bottle. Bottle? What is that, Detective? Exactly what it looks like, Your Honor. It's a condiment bottle.
What's inside the bottle?
It's filled with pepper. Pepper? Why in the world was it locked in that big box?
There was only one little bottle in that huge box. I wonder if that has some sort of special meaning. Small seasoning bottle found inside the wooden box the victim was hunched over. It contains pepper. Interesting. The cause of death was blunt force trauma that snapped the vertebrae in his neck. All right. According to the autopsy report, the murder weapon was a blunt object, correct?
Done your homework, pal.
And you haven't found this murder weapon, have you? The police are searching for it as we speak.
My theory is that it's something the perpetrator ran off with. You would think so, especially since you didn't find it on the scene. No. I bet he made it disappear with magic. Well, I think we have a good feel for the details of the event now.
Guess that's all we're going to get out of Gumshoe in this case. Oh, it's another one of those. Gumshoe comes in and just tells us a bunch of stuff and then leaves. I was kind of thinking, I was like, I'm not really sure what to go back and present on this. So I guess that's why. I mean, all we're going to get out of him is this little bottle of pepper. Don't you worry. That's going to save the day. Now that we have wrapped up the detective, I'd like to call my next witness.
I'm not even off the stand yet.
Obviously, but that's due to you being slow and unable to take a hint.
I don't know, but wrapped up has such a mean sound to it. I'm a sensitive guy.
Thank you very much, Detective Gumshoe. You may step down. Miss Von Karma, call your next witness.
I would like to call Mr. Benjamin Woodman to the stand. She must be talking about Ben the ventriloquist. I wonder if Trillo will show up on the stand as well. 100%. He's totally gonna, do the whole testimony through Trillo. Please state your name and occupation for the record.
My full name is Triloquist. I am employed as an operatic tenor.
Excuse me. The witness called to the stand was one Mr. Benjamin Woodman, ventriloquist.
That robe must be cutting off your circulation. I said that I was a singer. Maybe you don't believe me. Fine, I'll grace you with a song. Ahem. Me. The world of law, exciting and daring, guilt or innocence. Decided by a judge dressed up like a woman.
That's what does that even... Actually, I don't even know what that means. Because they wear like the big robe thingy. That's stupid. That's not even a good bit. That don't even make sense.
Well, what do you think?
Had a good rhythm. No, it didn't. It's just the lyrics. They leave something to be desired, so to speak. Trillo, you know better than to insult a... Oh, wait, what was his voice? Trillo, you know better than to insult a judge.
Shut up! Just look at your nose. You'd think you would have some sense, have the sense to fix it. It's so ugly, I want to punch you in the face on the off chance swelling would help. You know that your nose is the reason you'll never be an A-list star.
Celebrities must really enjoy saying everything that flashes into their minds.
What's going on here? Order! Order! I demand to know who the witness is.
Don't worry about me, sir. I'll let Trillo handle this.
I'm not worried about you one bit. I'm worried about getting testimony in my court. Ow!
You won't get anywhere trying to figure out this witness. Now let's proceed. What you witnessed.
Once practice was over, I left the tent with the stooge, clown. Once we got to the lodging house, I ditched him and went back to the plaza's entrance. That's when I saw Max, heading towards the scene of the crime. He was the only one heading that way. How could that punk not be the killer? And the police showed up and took Magic Boy away.
You saw Maximilian Galactica heading towards the scene. You're sure of that?
Without a doubt, he had on his silk hat, cloak, and the dumb white roses on his chest. How can you mistake someone with that crazy get-up and his nose stuck up so high?
That's enough. I think we all get the picture. Just one thing. You said you ditched the clown.
That's right, dress boy.
Well, since you weren't with him, couldn't that mean the clown committed the crime?
He's got a point. What a shame. It was a nice theory, but the clown can't be the culprit.
Why is that?
Here's absolute proof.
A silk hat.
This was found at the scene of the crime. It belongs to the defendant. Without question, he was wearing his signature hat during practice. If the clown was the murderer, there would be no reason for this hat to be at the scene.
Well done, Miss Von Karma. Your prosecutorial skills are unrivaled. Well done.
Thank you for stating the obvious. Mr. Phoenix Wright, what do you have to say? Okay. I guess she's the boss again today. All right. Once practice was over, I left the tent with the stooge, clown. The clown, you're talking about Mo.
Of course I'm talking about that old fart. He's so pathetic, I can't stand him. Just a little bit of exercise and his makeup is running all over the place.
Trillo's such a dick. Which means Ben's such a dick.
Once practice was over, he was 9/10 of the way to kneeling over for good.
Poor guy.
We didn't have any choice, so Ben took him back to his room. When it comes to being a first-place loser, that guy's ahead of the pack.
Then what happened?
Once he got to the lodging house, I ditched him and went back to the plaza's entrance. Why the plaza's entrance?
To do some thinking, of course.
It was awfully cold out that night, especially with all the snow around. Wouldn't thinking in a nice warm lodging house have been a better idea? Mr. Phoenix Wright, I think you should leave the thinking to the witness. But I'm a good thunker. At least my teachers always said I was. Oh, Phoenix. Such a himbo sometimes. That's when I saw Max heading towards the scene of the crime. Are you sure it was really Max Galactica?
Of course I'm sure. How could you mistake someone wearing such a snobby three-piece get-up?
Snobby three-piece get-up.
Get the wax out of your ears. Lawyers nowadays, you're like talking to a brick wall. Max's three-piece get-up. Jeez, could you be any more dense? All together now. Silk hat, cloak, white roses. Thank you.
Nick, I think you should put a little bit more effort into preparing your questions. Not like I know what they're going to say ahead of time.
He was the only one heading that way. How could that punk not be the killer?
You saw Max and only Max, right, Trillo?
That's right, and that makes him the killer. There was only one person headed that way that night.
That makes quite a bit of sense and makes Max one suspicious character.
There's more to this story than meets the eye. Is there something I miss in this? I probably the bottom one, because my whole thing was like, are we absolutely sure no one else passed through? It's strange, don't you think,
What's strange?
that you only saw Max? Doesn't it seem like you should have seen someone else as well?
What? Where are you going with this, Mr. Wright? Who else do you suppose this witness could have seen?
I mean, Russell, right? Because he had to go there to be killed.
That's the victim.
That's correct. If Trillo was at the entrance to the plaza, he should have seen the ringmaster as well. Obviously, the ringmaster arrived at the scene of the crime before the witness could have seen him. Anyone with sense could have figured that one out. What are you talking about? The ringmaster and Max went together to the ringmaster's room. Is that, according to the defendant, a likely story? If Maximilian Galactica was supposed to be in the ringmaster's room, why was he, just as the witness stated, at the scene of the crime?
I see. It seems that at this stage I have no reason to doubt this witness's testimony, and there are clearly no conclusive contradictions.
He's right. A brilliant judgment, Your Honor. Now let's move along with the testimony. Trillo wouldn't happen to have an ulterior motive for incriminating Max, would he? Well, Max is part of that bitter love triangle with Regina. Which is probably why Max conked him over the head. Nick, wasn't Ben the one who got knocked over the head? Yeah, I think so. I don't know anymore. Okay. Oh wait, did I not? Was this in the crime? How could that punk not be the killer? Wait, which one did I just press? Was it this one? Or was it this one? Fuck, I don't remember. I think it was this one. I'm gonna press the fifth one, and if I can't figure out what to do, I'll go back and press the fourth one and see if maybe I forgot. Then the police showed up and took Magic Boy away. For some reason, I thought I'd already pressed all of them, but I did not. I definitely didn't do the last one. Around what time did the police arrive at the scene?
I suppose that would have been around. Hey, what time was it?
I think it was around, I'd say a bit after 10:30 p.m., I think. I just noticed he's not stuttering. Is that important? Or is that... I guess I'll find out. We'll set that aside. He was like doing it a lot. Oh, because he has Trillo. He doesn't stutter when he has Trillo. Because he stopped doing it when we gave him Trillo last stream, I think, actually. Okay, anyway, sorry. Practice ended at 10 p.m., so you hung around the lodging house the entire time. I guess that sounds about right. Wasn't it awfully cold? I can't believe you just stand outside in that weather. Well, the truth is...
Will you shut up, you big-nosed dope? Why are you telling him anything extra? Why can't you believe that we just stand outside in that weather?
Well, maybe you were waiting for someone.
What? Who said we were waiting for someone?
Mr. Phoenix Wright, we can all do without your offhanded theories. But this witness, he's cracking under the pressure already. I'm onto something. He sounds like sounds like a toddler.
Mr. Wright, who do you suppose the witness was waiting for out in the cold?
Was it Regina or Russell? Is the question. Wait, I'm trying to remember. Trying to remember if Regina ever explicitly said that she was meeting up with him that night. It has to be Regina or Russell. I'm like very sure that it's these two. Since Russell was meeting with Max, it's probably more likely Regina. It's not going to do a lot of damage to me if I fuck up, so I'll just guess Regina, I guess. Well, if he was waiting outside in the cold, it was for one person. And one person only. He was waiting for the animal tamer, Regina. Oh my god, Trillo died. You were waiting outside for Regina to come back to the lodging house. Am I mistaken?
Is this true?
Well, you can't really ask me that question.
Who cares who I was waiting for that night? What's important is what I saw. Don't you forget it.
Well, 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 the puppet may be a bit stiff, but he's right.
Eh? All right. There's obviously a reason why this witness was there that night. He spent all that time waiting for Regina to arrive. Moreover, even if someone else would have walked right in front of him, I doubt he would have paid them a second thought.
That makes perfect sense.
What did you just say? The witness saw the defendant at the scene of the crime. However, he did not see the victim on the way to his eventual demise. If you accept that, then you must accept that there's a high likelihood that he could have missed someone else other than Max heading to the... Ow! There's absolutely no proof that the witness was waiting for the animal tamer.
I guess you got me. All right. I'll spill the beans for real this time. It's true. I was waiting for Regina.
Pain. Don't volunteer things. Wacky.
Mr. Quist, tell us the truth this time. And I mean the whole truth. Were you or were you not waiting for Regina at the entrance to the lodging house?
I was waiting to propose to her.
Or what? Waiting to propose?
What's the matter? You think that humans have a monopoly on marriage?
The matter of puppet marriage is not under review in this case.
You're the judge. You're the judge. I mean, look at your horrible outfit.
More pain.
Thanks to your bumbling, my perfect plan is not so perfect anymore. Now we have to waste time getting to the bottom of some silly proposal by a puppet. Witness testimony about the proposal.
Don't be surprised that I was going to propose to Regina. I even had something to give to her. I kept it in my pocket, waiting for the chance to propose and give it to her. Of course, I also had it in my pocket that night. It was a present for her. In the end, I wasn't able to give it to her, so I've still got it in my pocket.
I've got a rocket in my pocket.
You were going to propose. You, a puppet.
Don't be so obtuse. Just because I'm a puppet doesn't mean I can't love.
I guess you're right. Just because I'm old doesn't mean I couldn't propose to her too.
She's 16. Stop.
Exactly.
His honor is looking a little less honorable right now.
Okay, Mr. Wright, please continue with your cross-examination.
What was with that sigh at the end? I don't know. I don't like this. I don't like any of this. About the proposal.
Don't be so surprised that I was going to propose to Regina. I even had something to give to her.
Oh wait, I should I already read this. So just press. By proposal, you mean proposing marriage, correct? To Regina. Maybe the villains were the men we found along the way. I think that's true of real life as well.
Of course, that's what I meant. What kind of stupid question is that? I wasn't gonna propose that we become some sort of outlaw biker gang together. Right, Ben?
Yeah.
Got it, that's the truth.
I even had something to give her. What was it exactly that you planned on giving her?
You know exactly what I was gonna give her, numbskull. The only thing I could find that could match Regina's beauty.
Answer his question. What was it?
You're gonna die when you hear this. It's an engagement ring.
Engagement ring?
Wow, those two nearly fell out of their chairs.
Mr. Phoenix Wright's joke has gone too far. Time for this to end right here.
Francisca's whip looks like it's about to lash out at almost anything. One hit from that thing will probably shut someone up for a long time. Push on anyway. It may be something of a joke, but this is a historic moment. The first time that a puppet has ever proposed to a human. Ow! I advise you to cut this argument short.
I'm going to have to agree with the defense here. Will the witness please revise their testimony, specifically about the engagement ring? I'd like to stick to facts, not sociology.
You sure do enjoy sweating the details, especially for a man in a black bathrobe. I planned on giving an engagement ring to Regina.
Should we press it again? Probably not. I'll do it if, whatchamacallit. I'll do it if I can't think of anything else to do. I kept it in my pocket, waiting for the chance to propose and give it to her. Whose pocket was the ring in?
Mine, of course. What a stupid question. You gotta be kidding me. You think Ben could pull that off?
Sorry. Really?
You don't have to apologize for that. He's the one who should be apologizing.
Really? Of course, I also had it in my pocket that night. It was a present for her. So, you went to the lodging house to give it to her.
That's right. I tried to give it to her during practice so many times that I lost count, but that uppity snob kept getting in the way.
Uppity snob? He couldn't possibly talking about me, Maximilian Galactica. When I get a hold of him, I'm gonna saw his wood block in half and not with magic.
Well, they always say that love creates rivalries.
So what about this present?
In the end, I wasn't able to give it to her, so I still got it in my pocket. No, you don't. So, you're still thinking of trying to give it to Regina.
Of course I am. I spent 3 months' salary on this thing. I'm not gonna give up that easily.
I wonder how much he receives for appearing in the circus. Probably way more than he deserves. How about it, Nick? I think it's time to unwrap this toy's testimony. That's the spirit, Nick. Give him heck. Judge has that dazed and confused look again. Maybe he should get out more. Alright. Kept it in my pocket. In the end, I've still got it in my pocket. I've got your fucking ring right here, you little lying bitch. Trillo, do you mind if I show you something? Oh, what is it?
What are you talking about?
Uh-oh, looks like they're going to double team me now. I was going to say kinky, but I don't want to get double teamed by Ben and Trillo. Do you recognize this ring?
That's mine. Give it back, thief, thief.
Didn't you just testify about this very object? I believe you said. In the end, I wasn't able to give it to her, so I've still got it in my pocket. Why then do I have it right here?
What is going on here?
That's Ben, say something.
Don't put me on the spot like that, Trillo. I found this in Money's room.
Money's room? You mean a room they put money, like a bank vault?
Ha! That filthy monkey is gonna get what's coming to him.
Mr. Quist, I would prefer if you avoided slandering innocent fiats in my court.
Well, Your Honor, money really is a monkey in every sense of the word.
Ah, I see. Well then.
Money likes to go after the shiniest things that he can find and gather them up.
Shiny things?
Trillo, when was this ring stolen from you? Well, I suppose it was that time, that night, the night of the crime. What did you just say? Details. I need more details. Well, it was stolen right after Max showed up in the plaza. Right about when you saw the defendant walk past, correct? Well, I guess you might, be able to say that. The ring might have, well, it could have been taken around that time. Ooh. Ooh.
Man, what's with you? Oh, whatever. It has nothing to do with anything. Especially not who committed the murder.
It's not for you to decide what it has to do with what. Now, Trillo, back to the topic at hand.
I haven't admitted a thing. Not I, Mr. Trillo Quist.
What did you do when the ring was taken, Trillo?
You know exactly what I did. I chased after that ring snatching monkey money.
But you weren't able to catch up with him, were you?
Oh, this slow loafy fool called Ben's fault. While he was fumbling his way through the snow, that dumb monkey was able to get away.
It is indeed an incredible shame.
Well, this does indeed prove one very important point. Prove an important point? What could that possibly be? Ben doesn't exercise enough. Ben's testimony has a flaw. There is a huge contradiction in this witness's testimony. Contradiction? The witness just testified to the following effect. Up until the police arrived, he didn't move from the entrance to the plaza. However, the witness just stated that he chased after Money the monkey. When the witness was off chasing Money, there was no one watching the plaza. What is the meaning of all this, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Where are you going with this little theory of yours? I'm saying that there's no possible way that this witness saw the plaza the entire time. That's where I'm going with this little theory, which leads me to my next point. It is entirely possible that someone other than the defendant was at the scene.
Interesting,
Well then, tell me this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Do you have any proof that something slipped past this vigilant ventriloquist? Well, he obviously didn't see the victim, the ringmaster, arrive on the scene. However, that doesn't change the fact that he saw the defendant arrive. The witness is lying. He is blinded by his rivalry with Max.
Well, the defense's argument does hold water. This witness does have a history of animosity towards the defendant.
What? How dare you? I wouldn't lie just to get that dork face in trouble. He's not even worth it. I saw him. No doubt about it. I saw that worthless liar.
Well, just for clarity's sake, let's flesh out exactly who you saw on that night.
Huh. I've told you so many times, you think you know my story's not changing.
You already changed your story, stick boy. And I'm sure it'll change some more. Where there's one lie, there's usually many more behind it. Exactly, Maya. That's why we have to keep after him. Yeah. All right, motherfucker.
Oh.
I'll give you that I was waiting for that night for Regina, but that doesn't change the fact that I saw Max in the plaza that night. He showed up after I'd been waiting there for about 5 minutes. I said good evening to him, but he didn't even acknowledge my presence. I'm absolutely sure it was him. I saw Maximilian Galactica at the scene. There's no way I could mistake someone wearing those 3 ridiculous symbols.
A lot of focus on these 3 symbols, but who's to say that someone didn't just put them on and walk by? So, that means that Money didn't show up until after you saw Max.
That's right. Money ran up less than a minute after I saw Max.
Then Money snatched the ring, and you went chasing after him. Can we send Trillo to the chair even if he didn't kill anyone? I hope so. I sure hope so.
How long was it until you came back to where you were waiting?
Well, let's see. I'd say about.
I suppose 5 minutes, I think. So the victim could have arrived on the scene in that 5-minute stretch.
Mr. Wright, please proceed with your cross-examination.
Yeah. Witnessing Max. I'll give you that I was waiting that night for Regina. So you were only concerned with waiting for Regina that night. I mean, you probably wouldn't have noticed if someone else showed up.
Just think about how many eyes I actually have. I've got 4, you know. 4. F-O-U-R. Counting Ben, of course. With that many eyes, do you really think that something would have slipped by me?
4 eyes is an awful lot of attention directed at one area, I suppose.
Yikes. The judge is even more dangerous to our case than Trillo. But that doesn't change the fact that I saw Max in the plaza that night. So you saw Max coming out of the big top that night.
Of course, that's where I saw him coming from. I was staring at the entrance to the tent the entire time.
Guess that makes sense, especially since he was waiting for Regina. He showed up after I had been waiting there for about 5 minutes. Oops, I meant to press it. About what time would you say these events took place?
You're one of the dumbest people on the planet if you can't figure it out yourself. You already know that practice finished promptly at 10 p.m., and you already know that I went to the lodging house right after practice. You don't need to be a brain surgeon to know around what time it was when I saw him. Just add 10 more minutes. I'm sure you can do that. Now, what time was it?
Indeed, what time was it?
What time was it? Let me think about that for a sec. Ow! I'm no good at math, I think is what he said. It was 10:10 p.m.
Yes, that sounds about right.
Sounds about right, because that's the time that I saw Max on the scene.
You calling a dummy? Real. What's up, Zoli? I said good evening to him, but didn't even acknowledge my presence. So you testify that you said good evening to Max that night.
You must enjoy asking incredibly obvious questions. You say good morning in the morning and good afternoon during the day, right? And it's obvious that I'd say good night to someone at night. What, Ben? You got something to add? Let me guess. That's not it, Trillo. You say good evening at night.
I'm sorry, Trillo.
Mr. Quist, I would prefer if you kept your ventriloquist act outside of the courtroom.
Impossible. A performer lives and breathes his performances. You should know better.
There's gotta be something wrong with this bit of testimony. I mean, Ben kind of reacted. Ben's half of the comedy act. You're so right, though. The whole act sucks, let's be honest. Trillo's evening greeting. Isn't that a bit strange to you?
What do you mean?
Well, if you hate Max so much, why would you bother being nice to him? Strikes me as somewhat strange. Yeah, I was kind of wondering that because it feels like the kind of thing you add in to make yourself seem nicer than you actually are, so it makes the other person that you don't like seem like more of an asshole.
Why would it strike you as strange?
Exactly. How is it strange to be cordial to one of your coworkers? Well, if it was simply just being cordial to a coworker, I'd understand. Ow! That hurt. Maybe you should think of having some proof before your lips start flapping next time. Proof is everything in this world. You should have learned that back in grade school. There's no reason that Trillo would ever say something nice to Max, but how do I go about proving that with the evidence? Bluffing is everything in this world, but I'm sure you already learned that one. I guess I can give it a shot.
The witness will resume his testimony.
I think the act is a bit stiff. I do. He's got a very wooden personality. I'm absolutely sure it was him. I saw Maximilian Galactica at the scene. You're 100% absolutely sure of what you just said.
I told you already. Jeez, I'm 100% absolutely sure.
There's no way that he could be any more confident than that, right? There's no way I could mistake someone wearing those 3 ridiculous symbols. Those 3 ridiculous symbols, huh?
Out of curiosity, exactly how many times have you asked that question by now? If you're gonna ask again, I'll answer with a chorus. Everyone together now. Silk hat, cloak, white roses. Thank you very much.
You didn't have to join in, did you? But it's fun shouting out with everyone else. There has to be a hole in his testimony somewhere. I agree, but do we have the proof to make something stick? All we can do is try, right, Nick? Gotta have something that'll prove useful. I have an idea. All right, time to go to work. Don't we have the bottle? Because it was, Can I present it here? Actually, not sure. When the jury gets on the act. It's like a fucking theater performance in here sometimes. Okay, I'm not as confident rereading the thing. I was gonna present the broken bottle because to me that's proof enough that they wouldn't say anything to each other in passing, especially on this day specifically. Kind of forgot we had the pepper bottle actually. I'm not gonna lie. Let me check the profiles. I don't think it's gonna say anything in here. We're at full health. I'll try it. Realistic the monkey looked. Yeah, the monkey a little off-putting, I'm not gonna lie. Here. Okay, cool. Trillo, is it not true that you had a fight with Max on the day of the murder? A fight? A fight over Regina, to be exact.
It wasn't that big of a deal. It was just an argument, a disagreement at most.
A disagreement usually doesn't end with someone getting clonked over the head. That morning, Ben got clobbered over the head by Max, didn't he?
What? Is that an admission of assault and battery? Ouch!
Before we handle that, we should wrap up the defendant's murder charge first. The truth is that on the day of the crime, the defendant and witness had a huge fight. There's absolutely no way that they would have suddenly become cordial that evening. Moreover, just reconsider the personality of the witness on the stand. There's no way a puppet this lewd would just go up and say good evening to his rival. I don't know if lewd is the word I would have used here, Phoenix, but sure. I agree with literally everything else you said.
Objection!
Are you saying this witness is lying? That he's trying to frame the defendant by claiming to have seen him at the crime scene?
I didn't tell a single lie. Honestly, I just...
Trillo just like has the Rule 34 homepage bookmarked on his phone and computer.
That's enough from you, Mr. Quist. Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor.
Let's clarify this testimony for the court. Could you explain your theory about who the witness actually saw that night?
It's his home screen. Okay, so here's my theory. That might be stupid, but the person who walked by definitely had on the outfit. Because in the flashback scene, we saw that the three-piece outfit was in Russell's room. So maybe Russell was wearing it for some reason. It's either that or it was Max. And this is going to be one of those things where it's like, he did see the defendant, but... I just remember, I don't remember if I pointed it out, but I thought it was a little weird that Max's famous outfit would be in Russell's room. Can I trust a testimonial flashback scene? Fair point. I'm gonna say yes because it just seems like an interesting detail. I don't know. It's definitely not the top one. I'm like 90% sure. Can I save? Yeah. Just in case. If I'm wrong, we'll just reload. Okay. He saw a different person. It is my belief that the witness didn't see someone that night. It was just someone else. That's who he said good evening to. Oh, also, because they didn't react at all, it gives that vibe of like it was somebody hiding their identity. I think Max would have, if they'd actually passed each other, there's a chance they would have said something. Not something nice, but something. What kind of theory is that? The correct one. Furthermore, I don't believe the person that the witness saw was Max at all. What? If he truly met Max that night, there would have been no greeting at all. Which means there's only one proper answer. The person the witness saw that night was not Maximilian Galactica. That is why Trillo made the effort to greet whoever it was that he saw that evening. Or, good evening, as he put it. What in the world?
Would the defense kindly explain who it was Trillo saw that evening?
If this were later in the case, I would say it's the killer, but we don't know enough about who the killer could be. So, I'm gonna say Russell. Considering the ill temper of this witness, there's only one person he would greet.
It must be Regina. It's Regina, right? She's so cute.
God damn it. Stop. No, Your Honor, it is not Regina. If it was Regina, Trillo would have given her the engagement ring as a present.
Oh, yeah, I suppose you've got a point there.
It was Russell Berry, the victim himself, was it not? You are correct. It was indeed Russell Berry. Yay. I could trust... I was right to trust the testimonial flashback scene. Put all of them in jail. Agreed. The person you saw that evening was the victim, the ringmaster, Russell Berry. That's why you greeted him, Trillo. Isn't that correct? Okay, so I was kind of off because I thought Trillo didn't actually say anything and thought it was Max. And was adding the part about saying good evening to make himself seem nicer. So I was like kind of right, but I was like I was like adjacently right, I guess. I got there, it's fine. No. Gosh. Answer the question, Mr. Quist. He's dead. Again, good riddance.
Order! Order! How do you respond to this?
Wait a second. Well, at first I thought it was the old man, but once I got a better look at him, it was obviously Maximilian Galactica.
Gosh. I think it is high time that we clear the air about this question. Mr. Quist obviously witnessed a single person in the area of the plaza that evening. The problem is identifying exactly who that person was. Was it Maximilian Galactica, or was it the ringmaster, one Mr. Russell Berry?
The prosecution argues that it was the defendant that the witness saw that night. The witness has clearly stated that he saw the defendant's three symbols. Three symbols.
All right, this is getting old. Come on, man. You got to remember them by now. Here we go again, everyone. All together now. Ow!
Yes, we know. The silk hat, cloak, and white roses. A silk hat and a cloak. Anyone could wear them. They'd even look good on me. Wow. What was that? Well, the witness has endlessly reported that he saw Max's three symbols. However, How do we really know it was Maximilian Galactica? It could have been someone else dressed up as him. I mean, Mr. Quiz sounds like a bad knockoff of Nesquik. Hmm. The defendant, Mr. Quick, is on the stand. I remember there was like a Nesquik website that had like some Flash games and stuff on it. Back when I was a young'un. You get his name? Ventriloquist? Yeah, I got it. Don't worry. I already told you. I'm like a bajillion steps ahead of this game. I figured out ventriloquist back in the first case of the first game. I was that far ahead. Possibly even Russell Berry. What?
Miss Von Karma, do you have clear evidence that the person the witness saw was the defendant?
Well,
If that's the case, then it is impossible for me to make a judgment at this point.
yes, I think we finally won a point in this one. It is very unfortunate. Huh? You're just a little too excited for your own good, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What do you mean by that? You merely established one thing from this witness. You established that this witness saw one person in the plaza that night. I applaud you on your effort, but who that person was can only be answered by the next witness. Huh? Your Honor, the prosecution will provide, beyond a shadow of a doubt, an answer to that question and evidence that clearly establishes one thing. There is no one other than Maximilian Galactica responsible for this crime. Is it Mo? I mean, the next witness.
Very well. The court will take a 10-minute recess. During that time, I request the prosecution prepare their next witness. Court is now in recess.
Always the performer, Von Karma. So, Taru. Alright, let's save. We will do the recess and then we'll take a break when we get back to the courtroom. She will point and hearts will come out. Correct. Do you think Von Karma flirts with every enemy? December 29th, 11:54 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 5.
Sweetie, you have to believe me. I didn't go anywhere near that crime scene.
So then, where were you when the murder took place?
We talked about it yesterday, remember? I was in the ringmaster's room.
And while you were there, it was the ringmaster who left the room, right? See, I don't know. I just thought it was weird that cloak and hat and stuff was in the room. Why would Max wear it over here, you know?
Exactly. He told me to wait in the room because he would be right back. He even went to his BRB screen.
That's when the ringmaster headed to the scene of the crime, right? That's what it seems like. Like he'd definitely wear it there. I don't know. I just thought it was odd that it was in the picture to begin with. He's Maximilian Galactica? Yeah, I guess so. He does have I can't think of the word. Got a reputation to uphold. But the ringmaster must have been wearing Max's costume, right?
Oh, sweetie, I just remembered. I went straight to the ringmaster's room, still dressed in my stage clothes.
Oh, you did wear it there. So were we wrong, or did the? Okay, we'll find out. We'll find out.
But when I got there, I went ahead and took the costume off.
Which means? It means that the ringmaster could have taken his costume and went out looking like Max.
Fabulous! That's a fabulously possible possibility.
Well done, Nick.
However, sweetie, why would the ringmaster want to dress up like me? Isn't that a bit strange? If you think about it, all they found at the crime scene was my silk hat. What about my cloak? Where did that go?
Double, Wow, Max, I never thought of that. You should be a detective or something. I also did not think of that.
Well, I was never quite sure what to be when I grew up, magician or president. You have no idea how hard it was to make a decision.
That's really cool. Fabulous. This mystery just keeps getting deeper. December 29th, 12:06 p.m. District Court, room number 2. All right, I'm going to take a break before we jump in to Mo's testimony and such. BRB. Oh, hi, Joe. Also, I just remembered, is there not some like clown girl in one of these games that people go gaga for? Are there two separate uh circus cases in this series? Uh
Now that everyone is back,
Also, thank you. Welcome back. Also, that's funny he says that. Uh,
let's get started. The court is now back in session. Miss Von Karma, please proceed with the prosecution's case.
Very well. I will now call my next witness. A pitiful clown with the unfortunate distinction of having seen the entire thing. Will Mr. Lawrence Curls please take the stand? Why did she just call him a pitiful clown? That's just rude. The witness will state his name and occupation for the court record. In West Clownadelphia, born in I was not expecting a Fresh Prince reference. Name and occupation.
Will the witness please inform the court why he is speaking autobiographical gibberish?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just not used to being in court. I've never been in a courtroom in my life. I wasn't sure what joke is best suited at this sort of occasion.
What in the world are you talking about? You are in a grand hall of justice, not some comedy club. Since it's easy to see your occupation, please state your name for the court.
Oh, yeah, maybe this joke is okay. Mom, do I have to wear pants? The sign on it says no shirt, no shoes, no service. Okay, how about this? Have you met my proctologist, Dr. Seymour Butts? How's that one? But a couple of clowns who are up to no good.
Your name.
Lawrence Curls, professional funny man, also known as Mo the Clown.
You witnessed the scene at around 10:15 p.m. the day of the murder. Correct.
Yes, it is.
Very well, Mr. Curls. Will you please testify to what you saw that evening?
A rabbi, a priest, and a Rastafarian walk into...
Okay.
Without the humor, please.
Okay.
Poor Mo can't be his normal stoogey self in court. What you witnessed.
I know. I'm not the greatest comedian in the world. I haven't been able to make people laugh for 10 years. No matter what I say, all I get in return is a vacant stare and polite applause. So no one ever laughs at my jokes. I've taken to laughing at them myself. It's a bad habit, but hey, at least I'm trying. Imagine my predicament. I'm a clown who can't make people laugh. I'm almost useless. But I keep trying. I even tried to come up with jokes just for today. But this atmosphere is nerve-wracking. I decided to try making everyone laugh. Seriously. Everyone, what do you think of me? How am I doing?
Aren't we the ones supposed to be asking the questions here? Witness,
Huh?
we will listen to your call for help after the court proceedings are over. Thus, please stick to the facts of this case.
Really? You'll really hear me out?
Well, I'll make sure that one of my staff will be your straight man later.
Thank you, I can't wait.
Oh, poor gumshoe.
Now that that's settled, shall we begin once again with the testimony?
Of course we can. I'll talk for as long as you want. Night of the murder, after practice was over, I went straight back to my room. You have no idea how tired I was that night. I was pooped. I thought I'd go straight to sleep, but before I did, I glanced out the window. That's when I saw two silhouettes. They were a bit far away, though. It was the ringmaster, and he was with Max, who was wearing his cloak. I kept watching them, and all of a sudden, Max clonked the ringmaster over the head.
It's very interesting. If this eyewitness account is to be believed, I have enough to pass judgment right now.
Of course you can. There's no way that this account can be criticized.
However, the witness is a bit, how do you say, off kilter. Almost like he has some sort of atmosphere of guilt surrounding him.
That must be because of my insincere smile.
Mr. Wright, please begin the defense's cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor. Hey, you gotta find some kind of contradiction in his testimony. I know that,
Mr. Wright,
Your Honor.
I'm afraid that if you push this witness too far, it would bring disaster upon the court. Thus, I sincerely hope you are not going to engage in pointless saber-rattling.
I understand, Your Honor. You caused this clown to stray from the facts. I'll hold you responsible. Why am I responsible? I'm not the one with the corny jokes. What you witnessed. The night of the murder. After practice was over, I went straight back to my room. You'd say that practice wrapped up around 10 p.m., correct?
See, that's the thing.
Huh?
How exactly am I supposed to make a joke about 10 p.m.? Now, 8 o'clock, that's something a clown can rip off of. Let's just pretend it was 8 o'clock. That way I can make a great joke.
Let's not. Let's not make it 8 p.m., alright, Mo?
What do you mean, let's not? Don't take the clown out of clowning around.
Come on, Nick, just listen to his joke. There are 3 reasons I don't want to. 1, I probably won't laugh. 2, I'll get hit with a penalty. And 3, I'll get whipped. Will the witness just proceed with his factual testimony? You're so boring.
You have no idea how tired I was that night. I was pooped.
You were pooped that night.
Yes, I was very, very tired. Not to mention that I had some bad Mexican food.
What?
The double cheese double bean enchiladas, a dangerous menu item. What happened after that, as they say, happens. That one was cool, huh? I hear the kids really love toilet humor these days.
Joke was so hip, I don't want to ruin it with a reply.
Got a good reply, though. That joke was so funny, it has just earned you a penalty.
Fucking... You dumbass clown. Look what you did. Okay, well, I guess I can't just press everything then. Fuck. Okay, what the... Well, there goes my press everything strategy. You have... Okay. Thought I'd go straight to sleep before I did, but before I did, I glanced out the window. That's when I saw 2 silhouettes. They were a bit far away, though. It was the ringmaster, and he was with Max, who was wearing his cloak. Kept watching them, and all of a sudden, Max clunked the ringmaster in the head. I go straight to sleep. And I saw 2 silhouettes. They're far away. There was a ringmaster. The problem is that literally all the other ones sound suspicious as fuck. But I don't have any like evidence to prove that it wasn't, or that these are wrong, do I? I'm sure I've got to I feel like if they're telling me not to, or if they're penalizing me for pressing the wrong things, I feel like it means I've got to press at least one of them. And I just got to figure out which one. What if I save? In case I fucking die. Okay, I want to know why he went looking out the window, and I want to point out that it's odd that he says there were 2 silhouettes that were very far away, but he knew exactly who it was somehow. So I feel like it's got to be one of these 3. I'm just going to do them all until I get something. Fuck it. My health bar be damned. You just happened to glance out of the window? That's what I'm saying.
You could say that. You could also say I peeked, stared, glimpsed, peeped, eyeballed.
Mr. Curls!
Oh, I guess synonyms aren't allowed either.
What should I do? I wonder if I should press him further on this issue. I would like to. But it could be a trap. I don't know. I saved like literally 2 minutes ago. It's fine. Exactly why did you look out of your window that night?
Why? Why? Clowns don't need a reason to look out their windows, do they?
That's not what I meant. I meant that, well, when we spoke yesterday.
Once I tucked myself into bed, I heard this amazing noise. It was incredibly loud. It sounded like a giant thump. Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
You forgot? Your Honor, the witness looked out of his window upon hearing a loud sound. He did not just simply glance out of his window that night.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot to mention that thump, didn't I? Yowie, 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 yowie.
That's not something you just forget to mention. Yeah. What she said. I believe it would be best if Mo were to revise his testimony. Very well, Mr. Curls, please revise your testimony. I should start turning the tables in our favor. Cool. Should I press more or should I... Let's save again. A huge noise outside the window, and that's what made me look outside. That's when I saw 2 silhouettes. Far away, you say. If you had to say exactly how far away were they?
Let me think about it for a second. If my room is here, and they looked about yay big, I'd say they were about 30 feet from my window.
Just 30 feet? That's not far at all.
It was snowing that night, and it cut down on visibility.
I see. Please continue with your testimony regarding the 2 shadows that you saw.
Ringmaster, and he was with Max, who was wearing his cloak. You'd say you clearly saw this, even though you were, by your own admission, far away.
That's right. I'd been thinking about it over and over since that night, but things didn't really make sense until I spoke with the prosecutor, Miss Von Karma. But now I'm 100% certain that it was Max and the Ringmaster that I saw that night. Just think about it. How could I be wrong if Max is always wearing his uppity symbols?
Here we go again with the uppity symbols.
Lawyers nowadays, do you even have to go to school anymore to be one? All right, everyone knows what to do. All together now. Say it with Uncle Mo.
Tough crowd.
See what I mean? It's always like this. The crowd never wants to go along with me. I must really be utterly and completely worthless as a clown. Yowza!
Enough foolishness. Get back on track.
Will the witness please testify as to what he saw and only what he saw?
Kept watching them, and all of a sudden, Max clonked the Ringmaster on the head. You say you saw the Ringmaster get clonked over the head.
Yes, I did. It's the climax of my story.
Brilliant does enjoy the completely random non sequitur. What would you say the victim was struck with?
You mean the weapon? I have no idea. A weapon wasn't found at the murder scene, right?
That's not what I meant. You did say you did see everything, didn't you?
Well, yeah, I suppose I did. Wait, no I didn't. I didn't see the weapon.
Mo, did you or did you not see the crime of murder committed that night? I will not permit you to harass my witness in this manner. You better have an excellent reason for attacking this poor clown, because if you don't, you know what is waiting for you. A nice penalty. 5! That's a lot. I'm reloading my save if I get this wrong. That's fucked up. Mm. Isn't this a bit melodramatic? What will it be then, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Do you have any clear basis to believe that my witness did not see the crime? Do I have something I can present to prove it? Check. Uh, I'm not totally. I mean, I just saved, so I guess I may as well go for it. I'm not sure what to present. If it make it like if it asks me to present something, I have no idea what it is though, and it's gonna be fucking brutal. My guess is it's the box because he never mentioned the box, and if he was there, he would have seen the box. But I guess maybe he just didn't mention the box because it didn't matter right now. I don't know. Yeah, I totally do. I mean, come on. I've got a great reason to make my claim. And I suppose you'll be telling us all that great reason? Of course I will. The reason is the witness's very own testimony.
What is the meaning of that, Mr. Wright?
Mo said that he's heard a sound like a thump of someone getting hit.
He did say that.
However, Mo just stated that the following under oath.
I kept watching them, and all of a sudden, Max clonked the ringmaster over the head.
If Mo is to be believed when he says he looked out the window, if Mo is to be believed when he says he looked out the window upon hearing a sound, there is no way that he could have seen Max clonk anyone.
In 1972, a crack clown unit.
Oh, was that A-Team? An A-Team reference?
Mr. Curls, how would you respond to Mr. Wright's assessment?
They did commit. These clowns promptly escaped from a maximum security clown car.
Mr. Curls, are you reciting the C-Team theme to anger this court?
No. I'm just stalling for time while I jog my memory. Great job, Nick.
These types of witnesses always seem to have a selective memory. You just have to peel back the layers of the clown makeup to find the truth. I'm gonna peel this guy like an onion.
Well,
Oh, you're back from your jog.
Well, it pretty much happened the way I said.
Pretty much.
When I looked out my window that night, the ringmaster was already face down in the snow.
That's big. That's a lot. You motherfucker. That's a huge deal.
The prosecution helped me fill in the gaps of my statement.
Von Karma. Tampering with witnesses again.
So, now you're saying that you did not see the defendant clonk the ringmaster.
Yes. When I looked out my window, the ringmaster had already checked out.
Checked out.
Yep. He was on permanent vacation, as they say.
Peel him like a banana and feed him to money? Correct.
Mr. Curls,
Your Honor.
you did not witness the actual crime. However, you still say you saw the criminal, correct?
Yes, exactly. The ringmaster was slumped over, and I saw someone's silhouette next to him.
Very well, then please testify to the silhouette you saw. I expect the truth. And if I even catch a hint of a joke from you, I will put you in a holding cell until you learn court etiquette. You got it?
Got it.
Get his ass.
It was a bit far away, but that shadow could only have belonged to Max. There's no doubting it, especially since I saw his uppity symbols.
Now it can be a proper judge, but not with Trillo. That's what I'm saying. You gotta have your shit together at least 80% of the time instead of only 20% of the time, Judge. Come on.
There's no doubt in it, especially since I saw his uppity symbols. His silk hat, that black cloak, they were all there. His face was silhouetted, but there was no doubt that it was him. His cloak was fluttering in the wind, so I couldn't really see what he was carrying.
It does seem as if the defendant was at the scene of the crime.
It took the clown long enough to get his facts straight, but whatever. This should finally be good enough, yes?
It is a decisive testimony.
Decisive my ass. Was Max really at the crime scene that night? He said he wasn't there. We have to believe in that.
All right, Mr. Wright, commence your cross-examination.
The silhouettes. It was a bit far away, but that shadow could only have belonged to Max. Okay. Don't you think that you're going a little overboard with how explicit you're being? That shadow belonged to Max is an awfully firm statement, don't you think? Love these games. They drive me nuts as an almost law student. Yeah, I feel like that is, interestingly, the downside to these games is that the more you understand law, the more frustrating it is, because it's not really a story about the, I don't know, accurate courtroom proceedings. It's a drama that happens to take place in a courtroom. And the drama comes first, always.
What are you getting at?
I'm just saying that one of your fellow performers' life is on the line here. Are you truly 100% absolutely certain that it was Max?
I'm not the kind of person who would lie about something as serious as this. The silhouette I saw was Max. I'm convinced of that.
Doesn't seem like he's jumping to any conclusions this time. Let's go over this again, then. What makes you so sure that you saw Max that night? There's no doubting it, especially since I saw his uppity symbols. Trillo said the same thing, but if it was just the symbols, then even I could have been wearing them. What if someone had just taken Max's symbols and worn them?
I thought of that myself, but just looking at the shape of the face I saw, it must have been Max.
You're sure of that?
Such a silly little boy. He threw his entire case headlong into a trap. Someone playing this game as like a teenager read that line and it changed forever. Let's see. Hillcat, that black cloak, they were all there. I think I can press all these because he's being more serious now. You're sure that it was that? You're sure that is what you saw that night?
Exactly what I said I saw is what I saw. I've got eyes like a hawk.
Don't birds have terrible night vision? Get his ass, Phoenix.
But that's not all I saw. His face was silhouetted, but there's no doubt that it was him.
You were able to see that kind of detail from your window. There was a light near the scene of the crime. Anyone with decent eyesight should have been able to see that much. Out of curiosity, Mo, what is your eyesight like?
I can see like a hawk out of my left eye and an eagle out of my right eye.
Our records say that his eyesight is a perfect 20/20. That must mean he could have seen the crime scene clearly.
The more we look into the matter, the more suspicious it becomes.
Hey, you asked me what my eyesight was like, not what it actually was.
Cloak was fluttering in the wind, so I couldn't really see what he was carrying. So you didn't actually see what the criminal was holding?
That's correct. I've been curious to know what caused that loud noise. It must have been something incredibly hard.
Too bad they haven't found the murder weapon to know for sure. Is it going to turn out in the end that the murder weapon was the pepper shaker somehow? And it was actually at the crime scene the whole time, but somehow they put it in the chest and locked it. I don't know if that's crazy. I'm just spitballing random stuff here. They claim it was a blunt object. At least it says so in the autopsy report. Trillo's testimony, and now Mo's, really seems like Max is the killer. Nick, you gotta find a contradiction in this. That's not gonna be enough. What? I have to prove that Mo saw someone other than Max that night. That's the only thing that will help. I've got to do it. All right. uppity symbols, his silk hat, that black cloak, they were all there. His face was silhouetted. Is there any way I can prove that it wasn't there? I mean, they found the hat, so that was there for sure. Do I have the cloak in here? I do not. Shit. All right, because we don't know where the cloak went. Surely that's going to be important later. It was clearly Money the Monkey wearing the cloak and hat. Emblazoned with Max's 3 famous symbols. Yeah. Wait, he says black cloak, but this is a purple cloak. Is that just like... Is that not a thing? I didn't mean to present it. Actually, okay, I think I accidentally did it. I meant to open it. That could have been really bad. Solving crimes, one accidental button press at a time. You say you saw all of Max's uppity symbols.
I suppose so. The silk hat and the cloak, right?
Mo, everyone knows that Maximilian Galactica has 3 uppity symbols. 3 symbols. Yay, everyone get ready. All together. Now, silk hat, cloak, white roses.
What the?
Yeah, it's not where I was going with that, but I'll take it, I guess. Cool. I was like, so wait, is his cloak black? Because it's purple in the picture. That's what I was thinking. You accidentally got it. Totally. His cloak is totally purple, right? Though, like, what? Why is he calling it black? Whatever. Who cares? We got there. That's all that matters, I guess. Who cares if he knew that there were 3 or not? He saw what he saw, and he saw the symbols. He just forgot to mention one. Isn't that right, Mo?
You like pie? I love pie. 3.14.
Silence, fool. You are to respond with the whole truth. No fractions. Well, it was actually a decimal, not a fraction. Anyway. Order! Order! Mo, you didn't see the roses, did you?
To be honest, there weren't any roses on the person I saw.
The crime scene was dark. It's obvious it was too dark to see that kind of detail. But the witness said he was able to see the silhouette of the criminal's face, not to mention that the roses are white. There's no way he could have missed them. Then the roses must have fallen off when the defendant assaulted the victim. If that was the case, then the police would have found them near the crime scene.
Mr. Wright, and these white roses truly material to the facts of this case?
Clearly not. He was just toying with his court. I got her on the ropes now. These seemingly insignificant facts have never failed to lead me to the truth yet. So true, Phoenix. Someone is toying with the court, but it's not me. Your Honor, do you recall Trillo's testimony?
There's no way I could mistake someone wearing those 3 ridiculous symbols. How can you mistake someone with that crazy getup and his nose stuck up so high? How can you mistake someone wearing such a snobby 3-piece getup?
Trillo saw them all. Trillo saw all 3 of Max's symbols. However, this witness claims there were no white roses on the person he saw. There is absolutely no doubt that this is a contradiction.
Now what am I supposed to think? One is supposed to disregard the pointless, but this...
Judge, forget the roses. Think about his other testimony. The witness has stated without a doubt that he saw Maximilian Galactica. Nothing else matters. Let's wrap up this case now. Your Honor, it may be trivial, but does cast doubt on the prosecution's case.
Frankly, I have my doubts about this witness. Seems that unlike wine, the witness has not grown more mature with age.
I'm not mature.
I've come to a conclusion. I'm 99% certain that this witness saw the defendant. However, my remaining 1% of doubt is quite reasonable, which means that for my peace of mind, I'm going to request a bit more testimony.
What?
There are no contradictions in his next statement. I am prepared to issue a ruling.
A ruling? Fuck.
Nick, this is your last chance.
The Silhouette Part 2.
There's no doubt in my mind. There were no white roses that night. However, all the other symbols were there. I'm equally sure of that. Especially the silk hat. There's no way I could forget seeing the decorations on it. He was wearing it the entire time that he was on the scene.
Mr. Wright, you've got one last chance at this.
Just one chance.
I would not allow even the slightest hint of battering against this witness if you are going to prove to me there's a contradiction with Mr. Curls' statement. You'd better have at least a shred of evidence to back up your accusations.
I got a single shot at this. I gotta be careful. I understand, Your Honor. One chance is all I need. She's a horrible prosecutor. These games put prosecutors in awful lights. Yeah. Well, because the prosecutors have to be the antagonists, we only go up against prosecutors who, you know, are underhanded about everything. No doubt in my mind, there were no white roses, so all the other symbols were there. I'm equally sure of that. Especially the silk hat. There was no way I could forget seeing the decorations on it. He was wearing it the entire time that he was on the scene. Made to order hat that is a symbol of Max's fabulousness found at the crime scene. Hat's not in the picture. Which I find interesting. I don't know if that's important or not. I don't know if that's relevant to what he's saying right now. The hat. I don't really know what to present. It's got to be either the photo or the hat. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a tiger by the toe. If you always let him go, eeny, meeny, mo. Okay. I forgot how obviously weighted eeny, meeny, miny, mo is when there's only 2 items to go between. Whatever. Hmm. See, on the one hand, I have a reason for doing this one because the hat's not in the photo, but I don't know if that's actually relevant to what he's talking about right now or not. Because it doesn't prove that whether or not Max was wearing it or whoever was there was wearing it. But I also don't know what line of logic it's going to go down if the So Cat is presented. But I feel like it's got to be one of these two, right? Because I don't know. Nothing else seems relevant in any way to proving any of this. His entire testimony is about the fact that he was in fact wearing everything, including the silk hat. Or especially the silk hat, I should say. The fact that he's specifically bringing up the hat makes me also think it's got to be the hat. Cool. Okay. This wouldn't happen to be the silk hat you saw that night, would it?
Yep, that's it. That's the hat he was wearing that night.
No question in your mind?
Exactly how would one mistake a thing like that?
I see.
Is there some sort of problem, Mr. Wright?
Miss Von Karma, where exactly was the silk hat found? Must you always ask these questions? It was found at the crime scene. The crime scene? That means the silk hat fell off at the crime scene. However, the witness clearly testified to the contrary. The witness stated that he was wearing it the entire time that he was on the scene.
No, that's not true. That's impossible.
Order! 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 Mr. Curls!
Yes, Your Honor.
What is the meaning of all this? You are old enough to know better than to behave like this in court.
Hey, that's just not right. That's so harsh.
It's not right. Here is your eyesight and your memory, amongst other things.
Why are you being so mean to me? What did I do? Let me guess. You just didn't like my jokes or something, right? You don't have to go in and insult my eyesight or my memory. They're both great. Seriously. Why? Just because you're sitting above... Okay, there he goes. I know no matter how old I get, I'll always be younger than you.
Enough of these childish outbursts, Mr. Curl. Who do you think you are?
I saw him. I swear I saw him. It was Max. Even if I didn't have his roses, he was still wearing his dumb silk hat. I'm telling the truth.
Turned into a bratty little kid. It's pitiful, isn't it?
You left the scene wearing that dumb silk hat. He was there.
He left the scene. What's the matter, Nick? There's something I've been mulling over for a while now. Mo,
What do you want?
you just said that he left the scene. Exactly how did the murderer leave the scene of the crime?
What? He went... What do you mean, how did he leave the scene? You can't ask me that.
Mr. Phoenix Wright is badgering the witness, Your Honor. This witness's testimony is so full of holes, Miss Von Karma's protest is useless.
Got a point. Let's hear what the witness has to say on this matter. Is that all right with you, little guy?
Don't talk down to me like I'm a little baby. Besides, what kind of stupid question is how did he leave the crime scene? The answer's obvious. He just turned around and walked away.
That's what I expected you to say. You're sure that's how it happened?
Say what?
Huh? I'm not sure I know exactly where you're going with this.
Well, there's no footprints of somebody walking away.
Lawyers nowadays sure do love to harp on the smallest things. Do you have any proof that to counter his story as to how the criminal left the scene?
Didn't Gumshoe specifically give us his photo to show about how there was no footprints of someone leaving? Look at this picture. The problem is the footprints in the snow.
Footprints.
In this photo, we can clearly see the footprints of the victim. However, where are the criminal's footprints? They aren't there.
Ay, 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 ay.
So, Mo, exactly how did the criminal escape the scene? Your Honor, this witness has already proven that his testimony is completely unreliable. I move to strike all of this witness's testimony from the court record.
I agree. This clown's testimony is as rickety as the clown car he came to court in.
Wait just a second.
Or are you shocked?
You guys just can't just ignore everything I've said. Fine, fine. I'll tell you the truth this time.
You wait a second. I think you've said more than enough for today.
It didn't hurt.
Cool. He's immune to whips.
I'm sick and tired of listening to you anyways. I'll give you the real deal this time, I swear.
I don't know why, but I get the feeling that things are going to get worse before they get better. This guy's testimony is all over the fucking place.
Mr. Lawrence Curls,
Yes.
the testimony you provided up until now has been false.
It hasn't been false, I haven't lied. It's just
what?
I was a bit confused on the bit about the criminal leaving the scene. Especially since Von Karma and her whip told me not to talk about what I really saw.
Whoa.
Order! Order! I will have order! Franziska von Karma, how could you?
Your Honor. Excuse me. You had heard the truth from this witness. You would have exactly the same opinion as I have. Girl, our last case was about a possession, or a possession that didn't actually happen, to be fair.
What opinion is that?
It's not funny.
That's enough out of you. I'm going to listen to what he has to say. No, then let's hear the truth about what you say you saw, Mr. Curls.
Huh, you're not gonna believe this but it's all true, I tell you.
Try not to waste our time with your idiotic drivel.
Now it's time for our next segment, Mo Knows. Everything that I've said up until now has been the truth. When I looked out the window, the ringmaster was down and Max was standing above him. He wasn't wearing his white roses, but he was wearing the silk hat. That's when I saw he
Flew away.
This is the truth now. Get ready for it. He flew. He jumped up and flew through the air, flew right off and disappeared into the darkness. That's why there were no footprints. Flag people don't leave footprints.
If the murderer was Ben, it's possible that the clonking sound was Trillo and that he had Trillo tied to like a thingy, like a rope with the hat and cloak attached to him. That's my guess. I told you it wasn't funny. Do you believe me now?
Well, that was, how do you put this into words?
Maximilian Galactica is a world-class magician, but to leave the scene of a crime by flying, there's no way that actually happened.
You're right.
Why is she right? You believe the other witnesses? Why don't you believe me? Especially since it's the best part of the story.
To be honest, this is the first time I've heard of a flying criminal.
What do you think about this witness's testimony, Mr. Wright?
Ooh. I think he's telling the truth. What he just said was so strange. I don't think that he would have made it up.
Which means that he is telling the truth?
That's what I think.
Nick, wait.
It means that Max actually used magic. Yikes, you're right. Ow! Only a foolish-looking fool could be fooled by such a foolish fool's foolish dream. Don't be ridiculous. Magic does not exist. But it does, because spirit channeling exists. And it was a major part of our last case. But okay. Whatever you say, Von Karma.
I suppose I will let you all in on my thinking regarding this matter. The criminal disappeared into the sky. I'd love to believe that, but I just can't wrap my head around how that could actually happen.
You imbecile.
If you disregard a need for proof, Miss Von Karma's case is sound. However, I've got the feeling that this case is in dire need of more investigation. Thus, I will conclude today's proceedings at this point. It's an undisputed fact that the criminal left no footprints at the scene. Tomorrow, I want us to find out the reason behind this mystery of mysteries. I believe that's enough for today. Court is adjourned.
Cool. December 29th, 2:33 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 5. Honestly, I didn't even think about it till now. I wonder if there's a different prosecutor rival in the third game. Does every game have a different person be like the main rival guy, girl, them? Hey, sweeties, what in the world is going on? That's what I want to know. Say the criminal flew off into the air and disappeared. Max, I can't believe I'm asking this, but you didn't fly that night, did you? I know you didn't mean to ask me such a fabulously stupid question. I can't fly whenever I please. It's not that easy. It looks so effortless for you on stage. It's not that simple. I'm not actually flying on stage. I use invisible wires and have them hoist me through the air. Wow, you just told me the secret to your magic. No, I broke the first rule, the cardinal rule, the only rule. I'm sorry, Max. We made you break a magician's creed to never reveal their secret to their tricks. Nick, what do we do now? All we can do now is hope we find the flying criminal in court tomorrow. Great idea. Let's do our best and catch this sucker. Alright. That was a wacky court session. We had to cross-examine a puppet, and then we had a clown with a faulty testimony. December 29th, 3:03 p.m. Wright & Co. Law Offices. Nick? What is it? I've got a confession to make. I'm terrible at figuring out magic tricks. Magic tricks? Yep. Magic tricks are by their very definition... magic tricks are by their very definition tricks, right? But I can never figure out the tricks when I see them. That's because the tricks are performed by pros. They do it so you can't guess the trick. But the trick Pearly showed me was incredible. Pearls did a magic trick? What kind of trick was it? Let's see. It looked like she pulled the end of her own thumb off. First, she put her right thumb next to her left hand, and then it just separated. She could move it up and down and everything. It was incredible. Really? Was it kind of like this? What? How'd you do that? Nick, you're like a real magician. See, this is why I just can't figure out magic. I'm no good at it. Especially hard tricks like flying away from the scene of a murder. You'll take all the fun out of magic if you keep trying to figure it out. I don't see any way out of this. We're stuck between a rock and a hard place. There's no way we can solve the mystery of a criminal flying by tomorrow. I was thinking, do you really think the criminal flew through the air? The only one who thinks that is Mo, right? He says that he saw it. That's true. Mo looked awfully serious when he said that. Do you think he might be trying to frame Max? If that was it, he would have simply said, I saw Max. That would have been enough. No reason why anyone would believe he flew. But what if the criminal really did fly? There's only one person who could do that. Max. You're really not helping my confidence here, Maya. Everyone seems to hate Max. Ben, Trillo, Mo, they all have nothing nice to say. That magician does seem rather full of himself, doesn't he? Especially when he says things like customers only go to the circus to see him. He even hit Ben over the head with a bottle, but what? But that doesn't seem enough to frame another person for murder. And it was proven that neither Ben nor Mo lied on the stand. Maybe Ben saw the ringmaster wearing Max's costume. But Mo clearly said that he saw Max himself. Alright.
Oh, my sweeties. You mind hurrying up and getting me out of this place?
We're doing our best, Max. Just hang in there.
A little while ago, some people from a local TV station came by, and since I'm a famed magician, they said, let's make you your very own TV special.
Really? What kind of TV special?
Maximilian Galactica, The Great Prison Escape. It would be aired live.
Hey, that sounds like it'd be awesome, an awesome special.
But if I do the special before I'm acquitted, they'll never let me out of here for real.
Well, it would surely be an unnecessary addition to your troubles with the law.
That's what I was thinking, but the production staff is already working on the show. If you don't get me out quick, I'll have no choice but to stage a real prison break.
Seem awfully calm about that possibility.
I'd have no choice. It would be a contractual obligation. That's show business.
The night of the crime, you didn't happen to fly out into the sky, did you?
That was everything. Here was how everything went down, sweetie. At the time of the murder, I was sitting in the ringmaster's room. Not to mention, flying off into the sky is not just something I can do at will. I don't care what that stoogey clown says. It wasn't me.
Max, do you mind teaching me the trick behind flying?
You'll have to forgive me, sweetie. The difference between me and cheap imitation magicians is that I keep my mouth shut. I don't teach people tricks, but I will say this much. It's much harder than you think.
Today's trial. I was thinking about this in court today. I've got a favor to ask of you.
Anything for you, sweetie.
Be friends with the other performers in the circus.
Fabulous, a great joke. Why would I be friends with a bunch of hacks like them?
But
I've won on the world stage. I won the International Grand Prix.
International Grand Prix?
Performers should always look to perform on the world stage, but the performers at this circus are completely and utterly devoid of ambition. That is something that I can simply not tolerate.
Ambition, huh? Something about what Max just said rings true to my ears.
Oh my sweeties want to hear all about the Grand Prix, don't they? To be honest though, I've told this story like 100 times already, so it's a bit boring.
We're sorry to make you tell it again.
You must not have heard me. I am really sick of telling this story. But what can you do? I'm Maximilian Galactica. I suppose I can tell it again. Voila! Here, take a look at this. I just happen to have a picture from the Grand Prix with me.
There he goes.
Just look at that fabulous stage. This is the first stage that I ever flew on. I flew right over the audience. The crowd erupted into applause. At that time, I thought to myself that I could die right then and die a happy man. I'll never forget how I felt that night. The emotions, the acclaim.
Wow.
By the way, I think that everyone who is a performer should get to experience that feeling. I just wish I could explain that to the other people in the circus.
It's incredible, Max. I want a trophy too. Hey, Nick, how about you buy me a trophy? It's not how you earn a trophy, Maya.
My sweeties, you can have this picture of my triumph. Just make sure you show it to all the other members of the circus. Look and learn. That's what you should tell them.
Learn how to get thrown into jail? Grand Prix photo. Photo of Max's award ceremony. I mean, the game told me to show it to everyone, so I guess I'll do that. December 29th. Very Big Circus. Circus entrance. Hear that? Sounds like two people arguing.
All right, let's do it. You ready?
Yes. Wait.
Quit your whining. Let's just give this a shot already. All right, let's go.
Row your boat.
Row, row, row your boat. What are you doing? Gently down the stream. Come on, you know that.
I'm trying my best, but Trillo, this just isn't gonna work.
Do you enjoy saying dumb things? You're gonna have to be on your own someday. If you can't handle something as simple as this, what are you gonna do then?
Hello, Ben. Hello to you too, Trillo.
What are you doing here? Can't you see we're on a secret crash training course?
I'm sorry. Secret crash training. Whoa. Yes, Trillo wouldn't give up until I said we try out his idea for a new routine, so we were trying to sing it around for our new ventriloquism act. And around? You can really do that? That's incredible.
See? Even they're surprised by the idea. I told you.
You're not the only ones. You even surprised me with your idea.
Once we've got a grip on the basics, then it's just a matter of practice.
You think so? Oh, I almost forgot. I wanted to give this back to you.
Ah, there it is. Now that I've got this ring back, it's time to take one more shot at Regina.
Please don't. Actually, I'd rather you didn't do that thing you just said. Today's trial. I know that you already testified in court today.
Want to talk about what we saw, right?
Yes.
Well, at first we thought we saw the old man, just looking at his walk and how he acted. Right, Ben?
Huh? Oh, yeah, that's right.
But then we said hello and didn't even get a reply, not to mention he was draped in those gaudy symbols.
What would you have thought if he wasn't wearing those symbols?
What do you think, Ben?
What? I would have thought it was the ringmaster. Something just isn't adding up here. I wonder if they really saw. I was hoping I could ask you about Regina.
I'm completely serious about her. That's why I'm waiting for her even now.
Really? That's so sweet. But if you really wanted to see Regina, shouldn't you check out the tent?
Ha! You haven't got a clue about things, do you, sweetheart?
Eh?
Waiting like this is part of being in love.
How so?
If you had a clue, you know that waiting is such sweet, wonderful torture. When your body aches for your partner's love, that's one of the best parts.
Yeah, I knew that. Poor Maya. She's so red she looks like a vine-ripe tomato. Don't take love advice from this guy, Maya. So, how's the new routine working out?
Will you two just take a chill pill already? Our routines are secret. We're gonna take the ventriloquism world by storm. It'll be a real revolution.
Sounds incredible.
But let me make one thing clear. We're not gonna take on the world just because that jerk said we would.
That jerk?
Max Galactica. Performer should aim for the world. Who does he think he is?
Trillo, you seem really fired up about all this.
He needs to realize that he isn't the only one who can conquer the world stage.
You're right.
Mark my words, I Trilloquist will win the Grand Prix.
You're the man now, doll.
Row, row, row your boat will be the key to a glorious victory.
Not to rain in your parade, but wouldn't a more mature song be best?
Hey, you gotta start somewhere, right? Don't screw this up, you gotta be a part of this too.
Nope. Oh. Okay, I guess showing it to literally everyone doesn't actually do as much as I thought. We need to put him through a wood chipper or a pit of woodchucks. Probably both. At the same time, woodchucks on one end, wood chipper on the other. December 29th, Lodging House Plaza.
Oh, it's you two.
You kind of made him like surfery for some reason there. You look like you just got hit by a truck. Shouldn't you get some rest?
I'm taking a rest right now, pal. I've been listening to some crazy clown's life story. Miss Von Karma told me to come down here and do this for her.
Yeah, I figured as much.
Let me tell you something, pal. Listening to that old clown sucks all your energy. Every time he's done talking, he looks at you like you should be doing something.
I think he's waiting for you to laugh at his jokes.
I know that, pal. You have any idea how much your face hurts if you fake laughing that much?
Francisca really set you up bad this time, didn't she? If you ask me, she should be listening to Mo herself.
No way, pal. You're not gonna get me to backbite a woman with a whip. No way.
Why are you defending her?
Prosecutor Von Karma's always got her eyes on us, and every time you definitely don't want to show up, poof, there she is. Don't show up, don't show up, don't show up, don't show up, don't show up.
Looks like she's wound him up pretty tight.
She's directly above us as we speak.
Huh? How's that possible?
According to the clown, the culprit jumped from here and disappeared into the sky. That's what happened. It means the killer passed right by this window, pal.
Oh, I see. Who lives in that room behind the window up there?
The acrobat's got his room up on the 3rd floor, it seems. Pretty soon, Miss Von Karma's gonna start her investigation up there. So don't get any ideas of going to the acrobat's room. Got it, pal?
Francisca Von Karma. When she's done with her investigation, I think I'll go up there and check it out. A bowl of watermelon for everyone. It is hot, and I'm battling it one fruit bowl at a time. Hell yeah. Sounds like a good way to relax. Mo. All right. Mo's not here. If he was here, you would have been able to tell even before you stepped into his room. I'm sure you would have heard him laughing away. Aha, 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 aha. What do you think he's laughing at when he's all by himself? I always thought he was just thinking up new jokes. He must really love his work. Let's see. I don't think any of this new. I swear it's different. Maybe it's not. Maybe I'm crazy. Okay, I don't think anything in here is gonna matter. All right. Huh? Where's Regina? I don't know, but if she's with that tiger, I don't want to find out. Let's hurry up and get out of here. Nick, you're kind of a chicken, aren't you? No, 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 no. I'm just, allergic to wild tigers. I don't think it's really that weird to say that you're scared of being next to a tiger, to be fair. Ringmaster's room. December 29th. Big Top Ringmaster's room. Max and the Ringmaster had their talk in this room. That could have been when the Ringmaster put on Max's costume and went outside. Why do you do that anyway? Was it really that cold or something? Well.
Ah, right. Welcome to the wonderful, the fabulous, the cafeteria.
Yikes, he's in an awfully good mood.
All right, you know what time it is. Riddle time. Why does everyone cry when they eat Mexican pizza? Come on, you can answer this. It's easy.
Because cafeteria Mexican pizza is possibly a weapon of bowel destruction?
Bzz. Wrong. Try again. Okay, what do you think, girlie?
I get it.
Okay, what's your answer?
Because they are in the cafeteria.
Exactly. It's an incredibly sad place, that cafe.
I did it. I think this episode might genuinely be one of the worst just because Mo exists in it. What's going on? He's being too nice.
It's been a really crazy day, hasn't it? You're telling me. I didn't think it was going to be so tough.
Oh. Wrong voice, whatever.
Yeah, it was a tough crowd. That's what you call it, a crowd that refuses to laugh. For instance, it was such a tough crowd this morning, I had to smash watermelons. Told them all a great story, and even greater jokes, but no one busted out laughing.
You even used the famed no shoes, no shirt, no service joke.
Exactly. How could you not laugh at stunning comedy like that?
Are you 100% sure about your testimony today?
I saw what I saw, I swear. That creep just
Flew through the air?
wasn't exactly flying per se, it was more like floating. Silhouette of his face made me positive it was Max.
I don't see a Cyclock. He must be telling the truth.
Ah, not this picture. He showed it to you guys too.
Huh? You seen it as well?
Well, you know what they say about Maximilian Galactica. Really gets around.
I guess.
Oh yeah. He didn't just show me the picture.
What do you mean?
He showed me his bust too.
Whoa, holy moly.
Let me tell you, that thing is enormous. It's in the picture, I think. He make us worship it every day. He made us bow to his greatness.
He's got a big bust? I wouldn't mind hearing more about Max's bust. Not that I'm into that sort of thing. That's okay, Phoenix. We know you miss your boyfriend.
Max's bust should be on that small table over there.
There's nothing over there.
Really? Oh yeah. When was it? I'd say about 5 days ago, all of a sudden, the bust disappeared.
Oh. Oh, they were hanging the bust with a rope. And then that, okay. Cool. But we gotta find all the clues required to prove that. Disappeared?
You want to see it? There's a photo on the bulletin board over there. Max just had to put the picture up.
Hey, this thing is really cool. Nick, I want someone to make a bust of me. Sure, as long as I'm not paying for it. Aww. Max G bust added to the court record. Is there anything else that's changed about this place?
Nope, nothing's changed that I can see.
I wonder if he's actually thinking about this or if he's setting up a bad joke.
Nope, I'm drawing a blank here.
A quiet Mo is a good Mo in my book. Guess there really aren't any other things that have changed, huh?
Well, there is one teensy tiny thing that does seem different.
Tell us!
Well, on the morning of the crime, over on that bulletin board, this piece of paper was posted front and center.
Piece of paper.
It's torn, so I don't know what it said, but I could see its title.
Yikes. It says, to the murderer. Murderer?
Yep, that's what it says, but the rest of it's been ripped off. And I don't know who posted it.
When did you find this?
The morning before the murder.
Before the murder?
Yes. The ringmaster was killed the night after this paper was discovered.
Who in the world posted this thing? No, posted in the cafeteria the day of the crime, then torn, states, to the murderer. Nick, I think we'd better follow up on this important lead. Agreed. What's changed? Definitely someone we need to go talk to now. Oh, Gumshoe's gone. Can't go up to Acro's room, so... Uh, do you know anything about this note? The morning of the murder, it was posted on the wall in the cafeteria.
I do know all about that note. When I read it, my heart certainly skipped a beat.
Your heart skipped a beat?
While I was enjoying my morning tea, the ringmaster and company entered the room.
And company?
I guess it wasn't really a company, it was just the ringmaster and my sweetie pie. When the ringmaster read that note, he turned an incredible bright red. All of a sudden, he tore it off the wall and shoved it into the pocket of his tailcoat.
That's the thing in his pocket. Okay, we need to get that ASAP. And hope that someone didn't beat us to it. Really? Out of curiosity, what in the world was written on that thing?
Let's see.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I don't want to steal the fun from my sweeties. Go and find out on your own. I'm sure you can find it somewhere. You might also want to ask my sweetie pie princess.
Okay. Hey, do you see that? There's a scrap of paper shoved into the pocket of the tailcoat. You know, I've got a feeling I know what that is. Bet that's the other half of the note that Mo gave us. Then let's hurry up and check this thing out, Nick. I knew it! Fits perfectly with the other piece. What does it say? What does it say? To the murderer, I have conclusive evidence of what took place. Meet me at 10 p.m. tonight at the Lodging House Plaza. Did the ringmaster kill somebody and it was revenge? But who's getting revenge? Question. Tonight at 10 p.m.? That's when the murder took place. Now we need to find out who called out the ringmaster. Note, torn by ringmaster, found in his tailcoat pocket. Okay, new theory. What if the reason that this small seasoning bottle was locked up is because it's evidence from a previous case that involved the ringmaster killing somebody? I don't know if that's a stretch, but that was the first thing that came to mind. Okay. Let me see. To the murderer, you haven't forgotten what happened 6 months ago, have you? I have conclusive evidence of what took place. Meet me at 10 p.m. tonight at the Lodging House Plaza. Okay. Let's go to the plaza, I guess. Oh, hello. Welcome back. Hey, Detective Gumshoe. I'm sure you did a good job as usual.
Well, I'm done with the investigation of the acrobat. Finally. But with Miss Von Karma...
Beep, beep. Beep, beep. Beep, beep. Nick, what is that? That beeping sound?
It's Miss Von Karma.
Huh?
Every time I hear that sound, she's usually not very far behind.
Some sort of pager or something?
If you don't mind, pal, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Quick. See you, pal.
I didn't know that Gumshoe could run that fast. So much for being a flatfoot. Never seen a grown man so afraid of a girl still in her teens. Well, let's go inside. It's freezing out here. The wind's biting as... Ow! It's biting as slashes from a whip. Damn. We don't really run into the prosecutors outside of court all that much. I think we ran into Edgeworth in the last one some, but I think that was because we were like, weren't we investigating the actual like attorney office or whatever? Von Karma, she really did appear. It was a real battle today in court, wasn't it, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Did you have to jump out and scare us like that? What can I do for you? Tomorrow will be the day my dream finally comes true. I mean, the story of my defeat at your hands making the national news? National news? You possess such a small sense of scale. The global news, Mr. Phoenix Wright, your miserable plight will be known internationally. I think she might be overestimating the importance of a win by just a smidge. Miss Von Karma, it appears you got your hands into something big, huh? Huh, I'm amazed you picked up on that much. Anyone could. You couldn't hide that look of victory with 10 paper bags on your head. I got conclusive evidence and a conclusive witness. Need any more hints? A conclusive witness? You must mean the acrobat, right? I'm putting in the summons for him to be called as a witness as we speak. It's the final nail in your coffin, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Yeah. I get it already. You want to beat and destroy me. Can't worry about her. Gotta try and find out more information myself. Why do you keep giving Nick the evil eye? It doesn't matter if you prove the defendant guilty tomorrow. I think I'll be able to bring your dad back. My dad? You must mean the esteemed Manfred von Karma. Of course, your dad. I know you miss him. Enough out of you. One more word and you'll get a mouthful of whip. Now, when did I ever bring up my papa's name in this, or any other conversation? Then what's this revenge thing you're talking about? You wouldn't understand, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I have to see him again. One more time. Oh, she's talking about Edgeworth? Interesting. Him? I'm sure you know to whom I refer. Miles Edgeworth. What? Edgeworth? Mr. Edgeworth? Miles Edgeworth? Miles Edgeworth. Why would you even bring him up? You haven't forgotten, have you? Do you know who it was that trained the gifted prosecutor Miles Edgeworth? Manfred von Karma. Exactly right. It was my papa. That means that Edgeworth was right again. Miles was like a little brother to me. Huh? Little brother, but Edgeworth and Nick are the same age. Edgeworth. The man who inspired me to become an attorney. I fought against him in a few cases. But a little after that case was over, he vanished. It's your fault he's gone. Huh? It's the truth, isn't it, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Nick, what does she mean? Edgeworth was never quite the same after that case, and then with the case after that one, he never set foot into court again. And then one day, he just vanished. All he left was a simple note at the prosecutor's office. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth chooses death. That was 1 year ago. It was a few months after you left to go back home. Mr. Edgeworth, he's dead? I don't believe it. Yeah, I don't either. He's still alive. I'm sure of it. Somewhere in this world, he's still alive. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth chooses death? Of course he did. You ruined his reputation as a prosecutor. You effectively killed the prosecutor in him. Just like your victory muddied the honorable name Von Karma. I'm going to find him, and then I'm going to teach him his rightful place with my own 2 hands. Nick, about Mr. Edgeworth. Maya, I already told you this once. Don't make me do it again. Don't bring his name up in front of me again. Okay? Nick? Miss Von Karma? What? I don't know if you're God's gift to prosecutors or not, But I've had about enough of you. Him too.
What in the world happened? This dog is all bark and no bite. He's already been defeated. Regardless, I have nothing to inform you of today. Tomorrow will be the greatest courtroom battle this country has ever seen. Nick?
Let's go. We need to talk with the performer on the 3rd floor.
I'm sorry I brought it up, Nick.
Hello. What is he, a Disney princess? December 29th, lodging house, 3rd floor, Acro's room. You must be Phoenix Wright. Yes. Pleased to meet you. I'm Ken Dingling. But here at the circus, everyone just calls me Acro.
Mr. Acro.
How do you know my name?
The detective told me.
He said you'd definitely show up here.
Acro, you're a member of the circus as well?
That's right. I mainly performed on the tightrope or the flying trapeze. But nowadays, all I perform in is my wheelchair. Okay. So we were just talking about how Edgeworth, we killed the prosecutor in Edgeworth, right? If Acro turns out to be the murderer, when he says that the ringmaster was a murderer, he might not mean it literally, but that he figuratively killed the acrobat in Acro. And this whole thing at the end of the case is gonna like parallel that. If Acro is the murderer, I don't know. I'm assuming this is gonna be a 3-day trial, so we'll see. Because don't they do the thing in all these where like the first trial is a single, it's just a trial? Or wait. And then, yeah, right? And then there's 2 trials for the second case, and there's 3 trials for the third case. Isn't that what they do? I don't know. Anyway, what's up? Very big circus. Acro, why did you join the circus? When I was a kid, my parents failed miserably at business. And one night, they decided to run away from it all. Without me. The only person who was willing to take my parents' place was the ringmaster. The ringmaster took such incredible care of me. He was truly a lifesaver. Okay, he may have also killed his parents, literally. And now that he said that.
Seems like the ringmaster was truly a saint.
He was. That's why I decided to do something very important. I decided that I would devote my entire life to finding a way to repay him. And now, look how someone repaid him for all the good in his life. Such a shame. Sometimes, because this is going back to what I kept saying about how people keep going like, the ringmaster is a great man, everyone loved him. And I kept being like, I feel like we're going to learn something that actually goes to the contrary of that. So, you know. I mean, obviously they had to have a reason to kill the ringmaster, and they were accusing him of being a murderer, either figuratively or literally. To be fair, it also could have been manslaughter. Like, an accident happened. I don't know. We'll find out. I'm just throwing all my guesses out there. Sometimes I think that he was almost too kind. Perhaps he was too kind to his performers. Perhaps he was too kind to his daughter. I wonder if he spoiled Regina. Probably.
Regina's so cute. She's truly a princess.
Truly a princess. Are you sure that's a good thing? Finally, one of these guys doesn't want to bang Regina. Acro, I take it all back. You're not the killer. And I'm standing by that only because you're not being a creep about Regina. Do I detect a hint of a grudge against Regina? Is Regina the killer? That'd be really crazy. But that would also give us more room for a 3rd day.
Sorry to ask, but
Why are you in a wheelchair? Nerves in my legs were badly damaged, and you can't walk now? I can't even stand now. And since I live on the 3rd floor, I can't even leave this building by myself. That's awful. The accident happened during an acrobatics session, right? Oh, fuck. Cyclops. Doesn't seem like Acro's injuries were acrobatic in nature. What's on your mind, Mr. Wright? Well, exactly when were you injured? Been almost 6 months since I was hurt. I injured my legs during practice. 6 months ago. What in the world went on at this circus then? I stopped by yesterday and noticed that you weren't in your room. I was at the hospital all day yesterday. You went there for rehabilitation. What about the murder? Of course I knew about it. I spoke with the police before they allowed me to go to the hospital. Before I got the call from the prosecutor, I was convinced that it was all a dream. Huh? I just couldn't believe it when I saw what I saw. What you saw? Jeez, that sounded really ominous. Wait a goddamn second. When we came up here yesterday, didn't he have a bunch of... Because, like, he's in a wheelchair, so obviously he does a lot of, like... He must have, like, good upper body strength. So he can wheel himself around and stuff, I guess. I know it's, like, a trope that a lot of people who are in wheelchairs will, like, start working out really heavy on their upper body strength. Anyway, that bust... I didn't even think about it until just now, but wouldn't it be heavy as fuck? Wouldn't it require someone who's really strong to dangle it out? Well, originally I thought it was off a roof, but if it's this guy, it has to be out the window, right? I got my eyes on you, Acro. And you've got 2 birds on you, also. You should do something about that. What you witnessed? What did you see, Acro? That night, I was in bed sleeping when I heard a huge sound coming from below my window. I see. The scene was the scene of the crime was right below your window. That's when I looked out the window. What did you see? He was flying straight up into the air. He? Maximilian Galactica. What? That's when I thought he'd say. You're absolutely positive that it was Max you saw flying. I'm absolutely sure. There's no doubt in my mind. Nick. Alright, time to present a bunch of shit to this guy. What's this? That's what we want to know. It's posted in the cafeteria the morning before the murder. In the cafeteria? What happened? He suddenly looks incredibly serious. If it got something to do with her, then you should go straight to the source. Her? Regina. Ask her about it. Interesting. Maximilian Galactica, right? You'll have to forgive me, but I try not to think about him. I won't even look at it. Looks like something is really weighing on him. Okay, let's see. Money the monkey. You know Money. Doesn't Money live here? Money's a great friend to me. That pile of treasure over there is his collection, huh? It is indeed. Money will bring anything back with him. Aw, that's so cute. Yeah, I'm not great with the ladies, but I seem to be pretty popular with the animals. Clearly. Okay. Trying to see if there's anything I can present. I was hoping you could shed some light on Ben. Well, he'll always be here. And as long as he's here, he can really only continue to be a ventriloquist. Whether that's a good thing for him or not, I'm afraid I can't really say. Regina.
She's cool, isn't she? And you can believe... And can you believe such a cute girl's an animal tamer?
Seems animals are not the only thing she tames.
Huh?
Max, the ringmaster, Ben, she's got them all under her thumb.
What do you mean by that?
Maybe I went a bit overboard. It's just Regina's innocence. She was incredibly sheltered as a child.
I'd say it seems that way.
That's why she can be so cruel.
What?
Regina's just like the animals she claims to tame. She's innocent, thus she can be cruel. I wonder what happened between Acro and Regina. The ringmaster, he was even more than a father to me. When he took me in, the circus was in bad shape. It was obviously he had no real way of supporting us. What does he mean by us?
Is that what you started to... Is that why you started with acrobatics?
Back then, I was only 9 years old.
He's a regular Dick Grayson.
I begged the ringmaster to let me try, and he finally gave in. Having a kid in the circus was probably the last thing in the world that he wanted. I just wanted to be helpful, so I could help the ringmaster.
That's such a nice story.
The ringmaster really believed in Mo, 100%. What will happen to the circus now that the ringmaster's gone? The beginning of the Lawrence Curls era, I suppose. I wonder if it's really alright to let Mo run the show. Mr. Wright, you don't know much about Mo, I suspect. You can see right through me.
Ah, Nick, you can't let him get to you like that. You're an attorney.
I wonder if they'll come back in a later game. Anything else? Nope. I don't probably have... Just usually when the Cyclops appear, you don't usually have enough stuff to actually do it at the time. We should at least go check everywhere first. And see if anything changed. He also specifically told us to go talk to Regina, so I think we should do that. There we go. Nice. Cool, cool, cool. Grr, it's the tiger. I've got a bad feeling about this. Grr, gah!
Yeah, Nick!
Wonderful. Today's special will be Filet-O Phoenix.
Stay, heal. Oh, Maya, Nick, it's you guys. I'm sorry. I guess I made a mistake.
Mistake?
Yeah, a little one. I was thinking of teaching whatever primate was out there a lesson. But I was expecting more of a monkey than a human.
The fact that Regina and Money don't get along is definitely also worth noting, I think. Considering that Money and Acro are like best buds.
A monkey? It's a pity about what happened to the ringmaster. Dad? Everyone loved him, didn't they? He must have been quite a man. He was. I loved my dad so much.
Hate to say it, but she doesn't seem all that broken up about her father.
But I feel so lonely now that I won't be able to see him for a while. For a while? Yeah. When Leon died, I talked with my dad and he told me that when someone dies, they just become a star in the heavens. A star? It means that my dad is looking down on me from the sky. That's why I love the night so much. I can see everyone who's gone.
Interesting. If someone dies, they just become a star in the heavens. That's kind of sweet. But I bet you there's no way that Maya believes that.
What do you mean there's no way I believe that?
She's reading my mind.
You think that one day I'll be a star too? Of course. You really think so?
Yeah, you will. I think.
I've got a feeling that everyone is doing great up there in the sky.
I wonder if everything's alright with Regina.
Just to go back and clear something up, why'd you want to teach Money a lesson? Because he's the meanie. He's got something that means a lot to me. Something that means a lot to you? It must be something shiny, right? Actually, it's a stage costume. It's got lots of spangles. It's really beautiful. You should see it. We should? When the costume gets hit by the spotlight, it dazzles. Hey, Mr. Attorney.
Huh?
You saw that monkey. You'd get my costume back for me, wouldn't you? It's really important to me.
My options are gladly, but of course, and I'll get it for you. Sure.
Leave it all up to us.
Guess there's no turning down that request.
Yeah, you're really gonna do it?
Hmm.
There's no denying it. Max is cool. I want to try flying someday with Max.
She's already flown up in her own little world.
Nick, I want to try flying too.
Okay, I'll think about it.
Regina, have you ever seen this before? I know what this is. Really? Well, it was in my pocket for a while.
It was in your pocket? This piece of paper was in your pocket?
I guess I noticed it. It was in there around breakfast time.
Breakfast time?
Yeah, I always take Acro his breakfast in the morning. That's when I also take out the trash in his room. Then I'd go to the cafeteria and eat my own breakfast. That's when you realized the piece of paper was in your pocket. Yep, but since I'm not a murderer, I just figured it belonged in someone else's pocket.
And then what?
I wondered if the person who lost it was in trouble, so...
You didn't put it on the bulletin board in the cafeteria, did you?
I did. I stuck it up there. How'd you know?
So it was Regina who put it up there. When did this happen?
The morning of the murder, I think.
That explains a lot.
I wonder who wrote this.
Probably Acro. Seems like. If it suddenly appeared after she took Acro his food. Note, found in Regina's pocket on the morning of the crime.
Something smells fantastic. So we know it can't be Mo. Wait, I know what it is. It's burgers.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Bistro du Cirque, aka the cafeteria.
It smells so good in here. Those burgers look great.
She's trolling like she's some kind of crazed burger monster.
My burgers are the best. Juicy meat, toasted buns, special sauce. They're absolutely irresistible to anyone with a hankering for a burger. One bite will send you to hamburger heaven.
I bet. I can tell by how they smell.
Whoa, I'm getting hungry too. Those burgers must have some kind of special power.
Now that the ringmaster's gone, what are you gonna do?
That's all I've thought about these past 2 days.
Everyone loved Russell. You've heard Acro's story, haven't you?
Like how he was adopted when he was younger?
Calmed down a bit now, but he was livid when he heard about the murder. Acro was so upset that he said he couldn't go on.
He was that upset?
Yes, he was. Anyways, I gave it some thought. Maybe I should give up on trying to be a half-baked clown. I'm thinking of trying on the ringmaster's shoes. What? Really? Max would still be an issue, though. Max? Maybe a bit mean and hard to work with, but it's hard to argue his importance. Probably the reason the circus is still around. A lot of what he says is right. Mo. All that's left is to see if everyone can get over the tragedy. You know.
Tragedy? You know? What is he talking about? Get over what tragedy, Mo?
Huh? Don't worry about it. It's nothing. Nothing at all. Must mean the tragic death of the ringmaster, right? Yes, that's it. You're right, girlie. Dang, dang, dang! Correctamundo.
Doesn't he mean ding? Mo, I mean no disrespect here, but are you lying to us?
No, not at all. What makes you think that?
Just the way you said if everyone can get over the tragedy seemed a bit strange. Sounded like you were talking about something from a long time ago. I thought I was confused because I thought maybe that was like money doing that, but it was definitely Mo. Mo, I'm right, aren't I? Oh, fuck. We got 2 Cyclops to deal with. So now we're getting closer to the truth.
It's about 6 months ago. It was just a little accident. Give me a break. Us old men have accidents. I wear big pants for a reason.
6 months ago, eh? Well, I think we're gonna stop here. And we're gonna ideally get these 2 Cyclops and finish up this investigation section in the next stream, and maybe do the next trial day as well, or at least the first part, because they're usually broken up into 2 parts. But yeah, interesting. There's definitely, I feel like I've got like a decent idea of where certain plot threads are going, but there's also certain bits that I'm a little confused about, like why Acro hates Regina, but Regina wasn't the one that was murdered. It was the ringmaster. So we'll see. But yeah. Let's see. Tomorrow we're going to be doing a Majora's Mask rando. Or continuing on from one I started a while back, I should say. Pretty sure I didn't delete it or anything since then. I guess if I did, we'll just start a new one. It's more of just like a chill stream. More so than me being that worried about finishing a rando. And then Thursday we're going to do more of this and hopefully finish up this investigation day and maybe even the next trial day, depending on how things go. Let's see. Friday we're playing the Magical Quest starring Mickey Mouse, which is just a it's a platformer on the SNES, starring Mickey Mouse, of course. Just as something to kind of break things up between the Phoenix Wright streams. And then Sunday will be more Phoenix Wright. Oh, and Saturday will be MOP in the Discord, of course. But you know, yeah, I think that's everything. So with that, BPR, go follow Ringo, my artiste, very cool and very epic. And here's a raid message if anyone wants to join in for that. And I will go see who's streaming and try to find if we can get someone to raid. Looks like Hero's streaming a visual novel today called Mythic Love Iberian Legends. Interesting. So I guess we'll read Hero and see what that's about. But yes, thanks for coming out. Have a good day, good night, whatever it is for you, and I will see you in the next stream. Mwah.